Can you hear it? I can hear it. That clock is ticking away, going tick, 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 tick. And it's after 11 o'clock, and you know what that means. It means it's time for your favorite show and mine, Countdown to Armageddon. And I am your host, Publius, bringing you the latest, the greatest, and the worst out there according to what I see, and basically just things that have caught my attention. And today I want to talk to you about, well, the spin job and the hype that is coming out of the media. The media is trying to tell us Republicans are trying to get anything to stick against Biden, and it just doesn't work. Biden is just so loved. This is a crock of shit. They base it on polls, and we know how good polls are. After all, according to the polls, Hillary should have won. But she didn't. Biden is not popular, no matter what anybody wants to say. He's losing popularity left and right. And as for things to say against him, the man is a walking gaffe machine. The man provides more and more things to criticize him about every single week. So why are they saying this? Why is the media making it seem like, well, there's just nothing we can do? The Republicans can't do anything against Biden. Biden's untouchable. Even the comedians can't find nothing to laugh at. You know what? If that's true, then this country is really screwed. Because, I'm sorry, Biden does shit all the time that is freaking hilarious. He falls upstairs. Falling downstairs, okay, I get that. But falling upstairs? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Saturday Night Live do a whole spiel about Gerald Ford falling down all the time? And yet, no one can find anything to pick on Biden about. Ooh. No, nobody dares pick on Biden because we all know what happens when you go after a Democrat. Your life is over. You will be canceled. You'll be called a white supremacist. You'll be called whatever. See, what's happening is the media is trying to convince you on how good Biden is. And the reality is, he leaves a lot to be desired. Let's be fair and let's look at what he has done. In 100 days, he passed a COVID relief bill. And more executive orders than any president prior to him. The COVID relief bill, the vast majority of that was not related to COVID. He gave American people the money that he owed us. Because he told us we were going to get $2,000. We got $600 from Trump. So he's going to deduct that $600 from Trump and just give us the remainder, $1,400. And that's how he gets around his claim that he's going to pay us all $2,000. That's what he did. He increased unemployment benefits, and now we're paying for that. Now we're paying for it because those people don't want to get off unemployment. Those benefits are good till September. So we're going to cash in on the easy life. No, I don't blame a lot of them. The government owes us more than $1,200, $1,400, $2,000. You know, how many times can you be told that the government fucked us over? The government screwed us over. They did. For a year, we were locked up. For a year, we could not have a normal life. And it looks like, because COVID's the gift that keeps on giving, we will never have a normal life. They will never be satisfied with what's happened. They'll never say this pandemic is over. It will be the gift that keeps giving. It'll be their reason to justify whatever they want to use it for. But in that COVID relief package, if Biden truly gave a shit about the people, there was enough money in that to give every American $10,000. Now, I don't know about you, but a year's paycheck is a little bit closer to $10,000 than it is to $1,200. Matter of fact, most people would look at the $10,000 and say, well, this is a start. But we got to make sure we support those Democratic supporters, right? They got to get their graft. They got to get their payback. They got to make sure we keep them happy, because otherwise they won't give us money for our next election. So what else has he done? I'll wait. He's passed executive orders. Now, granted, a lot of his executive orders are simply executive orders undoing the previous president's executive orders. That's a game that they all play. But that means the next president could undo his. So no lasting long-term effect. But the other executive orders he's come up with are, let's face it, out there. He's promoting racism. Only certain races get certain benefits anymore. And that means if you white, you don't count. So what else has Biden done? Well, he's taken off sanctions and lowered our standard, some of the situational blocks that we put up against China. We are making China, through the back door, we're telling them, do whatever you want because, you're China. It's okay. And part of that, I think there's two reasons why Joe Biden likes China so much. Number one, they're communists. The Chinese Communist Party seems to be something he believes in. Because Joe Biden has been a supporter of the Chinese Republic for almost his whole career. Now, the other reason why Joe is so friendly to the Chinese is kind of obvious. His son owns the stock in many Chinese companies. He gets paid by them. So all he's doing is making sure his family stays getting, their nice little kickbacks. Let's see. What else has he done? Well, he's hemmed and hawed, can't make up his mind whether to wear a mask, not wear a mask. His CDC can't decide either. Fauci, who's actually worked for the Chinese, can't decide what's happening there either. The reliance on science is out the frickin' window because it's what we want it to mean is what matters. And then you have Iran. He is going to make that deal with Iran no matter what. If he has to pay them billions of dollars, he'll pay them. And knowing that they are lying their ass off and that they are taking money and immediately sending it to support terrorism. But that's okay because he did the same damn thing with the Palestinians. He sent millions and millions of dollars to the Palestinians to help them because they need the money. And what did they do with that money? They bought rockets. And they're bombing the shit out of Israel. But, it's those Israelis' fault for when they fire back because how dare they shoot back? They're hurting people that way. Yes, that's the view of the squad, that anybody who shoots at Israel is okay, but if Israel dares to respond, oh, how evil, you're just a modern day terrorism. Joe Biden. Man is a gaffe machine. The man comes across most of the time anywhere from being a belligerent asshole to being a moron. And nobody has anything they can criticize him about. Man appoints people to jobs that they inherently hate. They are vocally against. Case in point, the new head of ICE has called for the defunding of ICE and the elimination of it. The new head of ICE supports sanctuary cities. And yet this is she's going to run ICE fair and square. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's left and right. You've got people in his cabinet and in advisory positions that are so biased against what they're doing. I mean, it takes the idea of putting the nuts in charge of the insane asylum way too far. And yet, the media wants us to believe the Republicans can't find any way to attack him. Oh, come on. His bills and his proposals are so out there that what more do we need? You have an infrastructure bill that, again, like the COVID bill, only puts so much money toward infrastructure, but yet the vast majority of it goes to Democratic priorities. We must support these things. Why? because, hey, these people put us in office. We got to give them their payback. And this is modern America. The elimination of pork spending, well, of course that got voted down. Democrats don't believe in that. Got to keep that going. And to be fair, quite a few Republicans are jumping at the joy about being able to go back to the trough. It isn't just one party on that, but at least the Republicans make an attempt to stop it. I'm not saying they succeed. I'm not saying they do a great job of stopping this. I'm saying at least they're trying. Democrats don't even pretend. Look at the bills. Look at the COVID bill. Look at the infrastructure bill. Look at Biden's other bill. All of these bills are so filled with pork and special interest payments to the Democratic supporters that they're absurd. Look at the other bills that are being proposed. Not the ones that Biden has done, but the ones he's actually come out and supported. H.R. 1, S.R. 1, the Steal the Elections Forever bill. Yeah, of course they support that one. They need that one because people woke up over 2020. They started realizing this shit screwed up. We need a little bit more transparency and security in our elections. Now, according to the Democrats, we need to open this shit up. We got 70, 80 million people supporting Biden. That we need this. We need to have more people support. We got printing presses that we didn't even get around to using this time. Yep, Biden. What is Biden doing? Biden is basically screwing this country. He's closed down pipelines. He's stopping drilling. He's doing everything he can to attack big oil. Why? Because we need to go green. Does it matter to him that he's just put billions of people out of work? Nah, because they need to get better jobs anyway. They should go to work in the green sector. I never thought I'd see the day when a president of the United States boldly said, screw you. You thousands of people I just put out of work? Oh well. Maybe you get a job putting up a wind tunnel, a wind turbine. You need to get a job putting up solar panels. There you go. Yeah. If a Republican had done that, that Republican would have been impeached. I mean, let's face it. If this Congress had any power over it, every Republican would be impeached. They're going out of their way to punish any Republican that says anything they don't like anyway. I want to remind them all, tit for tat's a bitch. Yes, what you're doing now, because you have the majority, guess what happens? Eventually, the Republicans might have it, and then payback. And I, for one, am looking forward to the day they get payback. I would love to see the 2022 elections where the House gets flipped. It doesn't have to be by much. I don't care about that part. Just enough to where if they sat down and voted, they could censure anybody they wanted. And you know what? The first person on my hit list, Maxine Waters. She wants to incite riots. Censure her. Pull her out of all the committees. Do to her what they did to Green. Waters, Pelosi, whatever, the little shorty guy that leads one of the committees, and his crooked friend, the ones that spearheaded the impeachments. I want to see them get what they deserve. I want somebody to treat them the way they've treated others. And I know that's very petty of me. But hey, paybacks suck. I'm looking forward to whenever the Republicans have 51 in the Senate. And part of me thinks it would be hilarious if the Democrats actually did get rid of the filibuster. Because then, payback sucks. Man, with 51 members in the Senate and a majority in the House, they could undo every one of the crooked bills the Democrats have put through. They could put their own bills in, and they could slam. I mean, let's face it. They could put up a national law requiring a legitimate ID in order to vote. Could you hear the Dems screaming then? You know, for so long, the Democrats have worked to block the Republicans from passing bills. So well that anytime the Republicans have been the majority in the Senate, they knew they didn't have the votes to carry through the filibuster. So it stopped them. Did they talk about getting rid of this filibuster? Nope. The idea's always started with the Democrats. They've just at times upgraded it. So guess what? When payback comes back around, it's going to be funny. Now, again, because Biden will still be president, they're going to get away with. The Republicans wouldn't be able to block everything, but they can sure keep Biden from doing shit. Although he's got a pen and a phone, he can lead by dictatorship. But everything he does can be repealed. The bottom line, folks, is the media is covering for Biden. The media has been covering for the Democrats, and they've done this forever. Now it's just so blatant that it's like, are you even on the same planet anymore? Bottom line, don't buy the hype. Look at the facts. Look at what's happening. And tell me if you think Biden is untouchable. Alright, that's been Publius's little rant this evening. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button. Share it with your friends, your neighbors, your enemies, anybody, including your family. Remember to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification button so that way you can be kept up to date as we keep posting other items. Thank you.